In the world of boxing, some potential matchups generate immense excitement among fans and experts alike. One such fight that has recently captured the imagination of the boxing world is the potential showdown between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Crawford, a four-weight world champion, is widely regarded as one of the most technically gifted fighters of his generation. On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, is a proven force with victories across multiple weight classes and a resume that includes some of the biggest names in boxing. The possibility of a fight between these two elite athletes is not only fascinating due to the star power involved, but also because of the stylistic clash it promises. Crawford is a master technician, known for his precision, counterpunching, and ring IQ, while Canelo is a pressure fighter with devastating power and a penchant for breaking down opponents with relentless body shots. However, despite the appeal, the matchup has sparked debate within the boxing community. One of the primary concerns is whether the fight would be fair, given the significant difference in size and natural weight between the two fighters. Crawford has gradually moved up in weight over the years, having made his name in the lightweight and welterweight divisions. Canelo, on the other hand, has comfortably fought and won titles up to light heavyweight, showing a remarkable ability to carry his power across divisions.
Many experts question whether Crawford can effectively handle a fighter of Canelo's physicality and strength. Among the skeptics is respected trainer Abel Sanchez, who believes that Crawford, despite his skills, may be too small to compete
with someone like Canelo. Sanchez argues that Crawford's power, though formidable at lower weights, does not match the brute force that Canelo brings to the ring. He also notes that Canelo's experience against bigger, stronger opponents gives him a considerable edge. Canelo has a history of favoring opponents who are willing to engage in toe-to-toe battles. He thrives in fights where both boxers are aggressive and willing to trade punches, as seen in his trilogies and bouts against Gennady Golovkin and Dmitry Bivol. These fighters met Canelo head-on, which is a style he relishes. In contrast, Crawford is a cerebral boxer who prefers to dissect opponents with strategy and counterattacks. His methodical approach is effective but may not cater to the type of fight Canelo prefers. Would Crawford be able to frustrate Canelo with his elusive movement and accurate punching? Or would Canelo's power eventually overwhelm the smaller man? Crawford, for his part, remains confident. He believes that his superior skill set and ring intelligence are more than enough to neutralize Canelo's physical advantages. For Crawford, a win against Canelo would be the ultimate statement, cementing his legacy as one of the all-time greats. He has made it clear that every fight he takes is a step toward greatness, and beating Canelo would be a crowning achievement in a storied career. Despite the doubts and the size disparity, Crawford is adamant that he can rise to the occasion. As talks surrounding the fight continue, there have been suggestions that the bout could take place as early as September in Las Vegas. This would be a major event, both from a sporting and financial perspective. A Crawford-Canelo clash would generate massive revenue through pay-per-view sales, gate receipts, and global broadcasting rights. However, the venue has also become a point of contention. Crawford has voiced reservations about fighting in Las Vegas, stating that the existing arenas may not be grand enough for a matchup of this magnitude. He has floated Saudi Arabia as a possible location, citing the country's recent interest and investment in hosting major boxing events. Saudi Arabia has become an attractive destination for high-profile fights, offering substantial financial incentives and international exposure. However, arranging a fight of this scale involves more than just mutual interest. Negotiations over financial terms, promotional obligations, and scheduling conflicts need to be resolved. Canelo, as the sport's biggest star, commands a hefty purse, and his team is known for being selective about opponents. With mandatory challengers like David Benavidez waiting for their shot, there's a chance that Canelo might opt for a different fight. Benavidez, in particular, has been campaigning for a showdown with Canelo and is considered a legitimate threat. If Canelo prioritizes other contenders, Crawford might have to wait, which could be detrimental to his momentum and marketability. Inactivity is another concern for Crawford. Having dominated Errol Spence Jr. in his last outing, Crawford's stock is at an all-time high. But boxing is a sport where staying active is crucial, and prolonged periods without a fight can harm a fighter's relevance and sharpness. If the Canelo fight fails to materialize soon, Crawford may need to consider other options to maintain his position. Some insiders have speculated that if the Canelo fight doesn't happen, Crawford might even contemplate retirement. Others believe he should stay active, taking fights in the super welterweight or even middleweight division to keep his name in circulation and continue building his legacy. The excitement surrounding this potential clash has only intensified with rumors of leaked sparring footage between the two. Some insiders claim that Crawford held his own in sparring, using his speed and accuracy to outmaneuver Canelo. Others suggest that Canelo's power was too much, especially when targeting the body, a known vulnerability for many fighters facing Canelo. Whether or not the footage is authentic or indicative of how a real fight would go remains to be seen. But it has certainly fueled the hype and speculation. At the core of this matchup are the questions of skill versus size and technique versus power. Can Crawford's precision, timing, and ring generalship neutralize Canelo's brute strength and relentless pressure? Or will Canelo's physicality and experience against bigger men prove too much for the Omaha native? Canelo has proven time and again that he can adapt to different styles and defeat larger opponents. His victories over fighters like Sergey Kovalev, Callum Smith, and Billy Joe Saunders underscore his versatility and power. Crawford, however, believes he brings something different to the table, an elite level of boxing intellect and adaptability that Canelo has yet to face. If the fight does happen, it will be a battle not just of fists but of minds. Crawford would likely employ a cautious, strategic approach, reminiscent of Floyd Mayweather's blueprint in his victory over Canelo. Such a strategy might not produce fireworks, but could give Crawford the best chance of neutralizing Canelo's aggression. Nonetheless, Crawford insists that the fight would be anything but dull. He believes that their contrasting styles would make for a compelling, high-level chess match that fans would appreciate for its tactical brilliance. Yet the final decision rests with Canelo. As the sport's biggest attraction, he has the power to dictate terms and opponents. If he sees more value in fighting someone like Benavidez or fulfilling mandatory obligations, the Crawford fight might be shelved indefinitely. Still, Crawford is unwavering in his desire and belief. He remains ready to face any challenge, undeterred by the critics or the odds. His journey has always been about more than belts or paychecks. It's about greatness, legacy, and proving. He belongs among the sport's elite. Canelo, for his part, continues to solidify his place in history with each win. He has evolved into a complete fighter, combining power with defense, head movement, and tactical acumen. He has taken on the best across multiple divisions and emerged victorious in most cases. But Crawford is a different kind of threat. Smaller, yes, but arguably the most skilled fighter he would have ever faced. As negotiations continue, the boxing world watches with anticipation. A Crawford versus Canelo bout would be one of the biggest. Events in recent boxing history and the implications for both fighters' legacies are immense. Whether it happens or not, the very possibility has reignited excitement in the sport and sparked endless debate. And if it does happen, it has all the makings of an unforgettable clash between two of boxing's brightest stars.